Hi guys, so what I have here is an original Nintendo DS, and as you can see, it has been flashed with Flash Me, and it unlocks the brightness levels that is the same ones as the DS Lite. But in this video, I am going to improve the look of this DS, so I'm going to focus on the top half of the shell to make it look better. Okay, so due to the fact that I took off all four of the screw covers, which are made out of rubber, and the four screws hiding from the rubber covers, the top half of the DS shell comes off. And so I am going to remove the Nintendo sticker right here. I'm using a hobby knife to remove the Nintendo sticker, and now the Nintendo sticker is off. So what I'm going to be doing with the top half of the shell is improving the appearance of it. So I am going to be sanding down this shell with the exception of this top part of the hinge right there, and I'm going to keep this part of the hinge the same, and then spray painting it to make it look better. As you can see here, I used masking tape to cover the hinge, and I did this off camera. And the reason I did this here is that I don't want to spray paint that hinge, and I'm only going to focus on spray painting this top half of the shell, except for the hinge. So I'm going to get to sanding now off camera. Okay, so as you can see here, I was sanding the top half of this DS shell off camera, and I was using 500 grit sandpaper, and now I'm going to get ready to spray paint this thing so that I can make the appearance of the top half of the shell look better off camera. Before I actually spray paint the top half of the DS shell off camera, I just want to make sure that this DS does still work, and it does still work even with the top half of the shell being off, and I'm going to be spray painting this top shell off camera now. Okay, so as you can see here, I decided to spray paint the top half of this blue DS shell satin black, and that is why I wanted to improve the look of this DS shell. So once the black paint fully dries on this DS shell, I might have an idea on what I should put on the top half of the shell to make it look beautiful. And while I decided to paint this DS shell black, I painted it black. A reference to the song by the Rolling Stones that goes, "I see a red door and I want to paint it black. No colors anymore. I want them to turn black." Same thing with this DS shell. I see a blue DS shell and I want to paint it black. No colors anymore. I want it to turn black. But once that fully dries, I am going to decide what I want to put on this DS shell to make it look beautiful. While I am waiting for the top half of the shell that I coat painted it black with black spray paint, I can actually use this Nintendo DS to play on it, even though the top shell is absent because of the fact that I took the four screw covers off and the four screws out. But I'm going to be playing Donkey Kong for the original Game Boy, which I set to the bottom screen. And again, the top half of the shell is drying right now. While I wait, I'm going to play a little bit of this. I have an idea for this spray painted black shell, and that is I want to put yellow stars on the top shell all around there. And I'm going to be using a yellow paint marker. So enjoy the time lapse of me putting the yellow stars onto the top of the DS spray painted black shell. Okay, so now that I put the yellow stars all around this shell using this handy dandy yellow paint marker, I will let this dry, and once that's fully dry, I will put a clear coat on this shell off camera. Okay, so I applied a coat of satin clear on the DS shell after I applied the stars, yellow stars, using the permanent yellow paint marker on the black spray painted shell. I am going to let it dry overnight, and I can reassemble this DS tomorrow with this brand new spray painted custom star black star yellow on black background's top half of the DS. So it's completed by tomorrow. So see you tomorrow when this is fully dry. And again, I'm letting this dry overnight. Okay, so it's the next day in which this shell has been completely dry, and I have peeled the tape off the hinge cover so that this hinge remains blue, and I think this shell is looking good so far after I remodeled it. So I'm going to put the Nintendo sticker back on, and I have decided to use a black Nintendo sticker instead of the original blue one. The reason to that is I want the black Nintendo logo to match with this beautiful black spray painted shell, and as you can see, the blue Nintendo logo doesn't really match with the black spray painted shell, and it looks very nice with this black Nintendo shell instead of this original blue one. So I got this black Nintendo sticker from other DS shells in which I have been taking DS consoles apart, and then I have saved this Nintendo logo sticker for this. So now I'm going to reassemble this DS off camera. Alright, so here's this original Nintendo DS reassembled with this refurbished top half shell that I spray painted black and put yellow stars on it and used the black Nintendo sticker right there. And it looks very good, but the inside remains the same because that only affects the top outside of the shell. This I'm talking about. So yeah, if you like this video, why don't you give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe to this channel for future content. And as always, thanks for watching. Goodbye.